How's it going, people? Welcome to my review of Yakuza 7, Ryuga Gotoku 7, Yakuza Like a Dragon, whatever you want to call it. Now I had a chance to play the game, like entirely, from beginning to end, and I also did quite a bit of post-game content, like some sub-stories, the final dungeon, the secret boss and all that. And so, it's probably time now to give my thoughts about the game, and talk about what I think of, different aspects of the game, like the gameplay, the story, maybe the protag, the new city, the new characters, mini games, and all that. So we'll begin with the first thing, which is the gameplay. Now, the gameplay shift is undoubtedly something that a lot of fans are split about. It changes the genre entirely from beat 'em up to RPG, and I understand that this might not be a change for everyone. But personally speaking, I found myself actually having fun with this new change, because I've gotten used so much to the previous formula that seeing them try something new with the gameplay is kind of refreshing. Like, I enjoy RPG games quite a bit, and I think that Yakuza 7 as an RPG game is pretty solid. Perhaps not perfect, but it's pretty damn fun and great to play. And also, as you may know, there's this job system which allows you to basically change your moveset, and as a result your clothes in combat also change. And I have to say, I really love some of these, especially the one for Demon, which is just, I don't know, demonic, amazing. And I find it great how different the new moves are between each different class. And it's also worth mentioning that every class has two moves that are inherited to every other style once you change them, once you rank these jobs at a level high enough. So it's a good idea to level up the other jobs at one point or another. Personally though, in the story mode, when I was on my first playthrough, I did not really swap jobs too much. I focused on the main job. I wanted to max those out for story reasons, to see what they have to offer first, and they did not disappoint. And it's also worth mentioning that, just like with pretty much any other game, the combat really opens up the more you go on with the story and the more you do and invest in your characters. So at the beginning, it's only natural that you're not gonna have all of these flashy, cool looking moves, but just wait as you go on and you'll get moves that are just so goddamn amazing to look at. Now, as for story bosses, I'm not gonna spoil anything, don't worry about that, but there is the matter of whether or not they feel, great to fight or epic or whatever you want to call it. Personally, I did feel like it was pretty exciting because, let me tell you, with RPG games, I feel like watching and playing are two whole different worlds. When you're playing an RPG game, a strategic one at that, just like Yakuza 7, you're at the edge of your seat like every moment of the fight, trying to think of what is the next best move you want to make, right? So it might be healing, it might be attacking, it might be time to buff your characters. There's always this tension going on, especially in boss fights with this game. So was there tension for me? Yes, definitely, especially with the later boss fights where you really have to think about each and every move that you make, or else that might be it for you, especially if you're not prepared enough. Another question that I get asked about often is the grind. How is the grind in this game? Is it grueling and tedious and long, or is it not? Well, in my experience, I didn't have to spend too much time trying to level up or, get myself up to speed or prepare myself with the levels. Definitely not as much as, say, Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise, where you have to go to pretty far areas to level yourself up efficiently at a later point of the game. So if I had to estimate like the grind needed for the story itself only, maybe you would need about, say, 4 to 5 hours of grinding at the battle arena in Sotenbori, which is the best place to grind the XP, by the way. So you definitely want to go there if you want to level up. With the story fights, you're definitely gonna level up a bit, but it's also recommended to take the time to grind in the battle arena, because it rewards you with plenty of good items, and it also increases your level pretty fast. So I definitely did enjoy this new combat. It's not a matter of preference, whether I prefer the old combat to this one. I managed to enjoy both of them, and I think that's fine as well. So that's why when I get asked, Leon, do you prefer the old combat or the new one? I'm like, why not both? Now, story-wise, I don't completely understand the story, because, I don't really understand Japanese too much. but I've streamed the game, and there's a lot of people that were really nice enough to kind of help translate, you know, what's some of the stuff that's going on. And, you know, just judging based on those scenes that they did translate and I do know, like, the context of, I think the game is gonna be pretty damn good in its storytelling. And, you know, if I want to talk more about the story, I mean, I have to wait until the English version is out so that I can fully judge this aspect of the game. So I'll move on to something else, which is Ichiban as a protagonist. Now, Ichiban is, you know, this is his first game, and so it's only natural that we are still only, like, seeing him develop in his first game. Like, I see a lot of comparisons between him and Kiryu and how he does not live up to expectations, but we have to keep in mind that Kiryu has Yakuza 0, Yakuza 1, Yakuza 2, Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, Yakuza 5, Yakuza 6, all behind him, telling the story of Kazuma Kiryu. And this is only still Ichiban's first game. So because of this, I am looking forward to how Ichiban develops, you know, as his games go on, if we're gonna get more games of him. Hopefully we do, because I think he does have potential. I definitely like the personality of the guy, how he's a lot more passionate, outspoken than Kiryu is, how he handles the situations differently than Kiryu does. Plus, I gotta give him credit for, you know, having, like, a really rough backstory. But despite all of this, he manages to be a very light-hearted, friendly guy, and it's just, you know, it's heartwarming to see someone like him, because not every character would take whatever he went through as well as he did. It's kind of amazing how he turned out, considering all of the horrible shit that he's seen. So yeah, he might not be the strongest protagonist right now, but just give him time and hopefully he's gonna develop into something greater. Also, can I say how much I love this guy's tattoo? I think it looks really good and it suits him. Now, as for the cities, of course we have the new city, Yokohama, which is really, really damn big. It's at least twice the size of Kamurocho, and it just has a lot to do. It's the main focus, you know, it's the main city in the game where you spend most of your time in, and there's just a lot to see, a lot to kind of explore, a lot of activities to get engaged in, a lot of mini games, a lot of shops and all that. So you are probably gonna spend a lot of time just exploring the city alone, because I know I did on stream when I played it like on Twitch, and it was just amazing how just big the city is and how different it is compared to Kamurocho. It was really refreshing to see a new city that hasn't showed up at all before, and it being like pretty much the biggest city in the series really made it feel like a refreshing experience to indulge in. You're gonna have a lot of fun, like taking in the sights, checking out all of the spots of the city, and also keep an eye out for hidden items and item saves. There's a lot of them around. As for Kamurocho and Sotemburi, they're pretty much the same old, save for a few like dungeons in Kamurocho, and of course the Sotemburi Battle Arena in that city. And strangely enough, there's like a few blocked areas in Kamurocho, but then again, because Yokohama is the main focus and you like spend most of your time in that city, it doesn't really bother me. You know what's cool though? Yagami's office is still there, and guess what? Genda Law office is also still there. Nice to see they didn't just forget about them, you know? Now, what are the things that I don't like? Well, I'm gonna start off by saying there's a certain character that has no karaoke song while all of the others do. God damn it, why did it have to be this way? On a more serious note though, I think the amount of dungeons was less than I expected, so it would have been cool to have a bit more variety and more places to be able to dive into as dungeons. And also, I suppose this is a main complaint that isn't really restricted to Yakuza 7, but god damn, it's been so long since they came up with a minigame that I really actually enjoy, which is, you know, my favorite one is karaoke. And the last favorite they came up with for me was the disco minigame in Yakuza 0. Like, Dragon Kart is cool, the recycling minigame is okay, the theater minigame is but come on man, I need more rhythm minigames in my life. Now, bearing all of this in mind, what do I think of this game? Well, I give this game a solid fun out of 10 rating, because it's hard for me to rate games, okay? I judge games based on whether they're fun to me or not. And this game definitely is fun to me, so I approve. The game's coming out in English sometime this year. We still don't know when exactly, but we do know that it's going to be this year. I'm looking forward to playing it again in English, which is going to feel like a whole different experience for me. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about this game. I just want to give a special thanks to Hannya Tier patrons X2009, MiyuRon, AVGAN, and Nachtwanderer. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, and thank you, the viewer, for watching this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace!